Building scalable apps with anti-gravity. First of all, like you said earlier, one of the major issues is prompting, right? Some persons don't get the prompting structure right, and because of that, they end up building apps that are not really standard, or they're just building gibberish. That's very small apps that are you can't call productive or scalable, right? So to tackle this issue, to build a scalable app, it means that the components or the structure of the app has to be in order, right? So that being said, building scalable apps with Google Antigravity, you can quickly download Antigravity. It's currently free, or you just need to. Okay, someone just posted the website link, antigravity.google, and get started. Right, so everyone can actually quickly have and install their anti-gravity as we progress. Now, um, we can. I'm just using this as a case study. That's Ijemoke Foods, right? Grandma's bottom pot now in UK, right? We could decide to change it to Germany. We could decide to change it to anybody. Common idea is that we want to build a restaurant app, right? And we want to use anti-gravity to build it. You have an idea of building a restaurant app. So for my current presentation, I'm using a food business, right? Because I believe food is something everyone has access to. If you're in Germany, you move to UK, definitely you need food, right? And sometimes you want to eat your local delicacies and all that, right? So food is something that is generally, available everywhere, because definitely everybody needs food. So how do you now build scalable apps with either Google what's it called, anti-gravity, or Google AI Studio? Now, just a clip there. There's a big difference between building with Google AI Studio and building with Google Anti-Gravity. So consider Anti-Gravity as more of like an IDE, like it's an environment for development. It's just a VS code that is wrapped with an AI, right? So anti-gravity is more of like in the class of Cursor, cloud code, something like that. That means anti-gravity is more of like um, a full stack engineer, right? That's one thing you should know about anti-gravity. Why your Google AI Studio is more of like a front end engineer. I don't know if we get those 2 points clearly. Do we? Okay. So now moving forward to have our scalable app, this is a structure I figured out that works best for me, even when I'm doing other things. So instead of having all my AI prompting in one particular chatbot, what I discovered that works best for me is I tend to restructure my AI chatbots to have different dedicated tasks. So let me quickly open my Gemini here in another window. Gemini AI. Just give me a minute. I'm trying to open Gemini AI. Okay. Gemini. Google Gemini. So this is currently my Google Gemini, right? So what I'm trying to demonstrate in this other slide, whereby you have multiple AI dedicated to different use cases. So what I'm trying to do here is I will open a particular Gemini chat interface, and I will intentionally call it my project manager AI agent, right? So this approach of building scalable apps with AI involves you dedicating different chatbot for different use cases. So just like you have an idea, call it a business, right? Definitely you are going to need a project manager to handle all your project related tasks, more of like the COO, the operations, right? So if you want to you want to have several departments, let's say marketing department, sales and this department, your graphics design, your software, everything, you just have to create different chat interface for each of them. You just have to create different chat interface for each of them. So this is your project manager agent, AI agent. This is our researcher AI agent. This is our graphics design AI agent, right? This is our motion graphics design AI agent. This is our social media AI agent. This is our software agent. The software agent already should be anti-gravity. Then this is the name of your startup. So for me, I'm just using Ijenwoke food, right? It's just what for me that's just the name. So for Anna, it could be Anna Anna Gym or Anna Foods, whatever it might be, right? But the whole idea here is that you just have to apply delegation, sorry. So now on the previous slide, I've mentioned a lot about AI agent this, AI agent that, AI agent this, right? About 5 to 6 different AI agents. So what is really an agent, right? An AI agent is a software system that can perceive its environment, reason about how to achieve a specific goal, and take actions to execute that goal autonomously. So the major thing you need to take note of is the ability to reason, the ability to take specific to handle achieve specific instructions, right, or specific goals, right? Now, that being said, if you go back to our slide, the next slide, now this is where I break down the structure of what we really want to do, right? Now, you have your your project manager AI agent. Now, mostly we're going to be using Gemini for most of the things we are doing. We're going to be using Gemini for most of them, right? So this is Gemini. I believe everyone knows what Gemini is. So this is Gemini. So what this actually means is just that, okay, for this particular chart, right, I'm going to call it my project management agent, right? Now for the next chart, the next one, I'm going to call the next one my research AI agent. For the other one, I'm going to call it my. Now, when we talk about research, all these are features. All this categorization here you're seeing is just a way for me to say, okay, in your Gemini, you have different functionalities, right? This is a way of me saying, I would love to have the different functionalities take different roles. I would like to have the different functionalities perform different tasks, right? I would like them to perform different tasks. So that being said, we'll be moving into practical gradually. So now you have your specific agent, which is your project management agent. Now, what I did here is, let me share this. Now, if you could remember the first, at the earlier stage, right? We had a structure. Now, we had a structure here. Let me show you the structure I'm referring to. I took this structure, right? I took this particular structure. Then I went back to my title. This is what my business is like, my business profile, right? The first page of my business, right? I went back, I took a screenshot of all the agents I wanted to build, right? Then what did I do next? I wanted to generate a prompt. Now remember, when I talk about prompt engineering or when it has to do with communicating with AI, right, is generally known as prompt engineering. Now, there are standards to prompt engineering, things like role, context, instructions, um, use case, examples. So there are different roles, there are different rules, sorry, or guidelines in having effective prompts, right? But now, if I'm having about 5 to 6 agents, that's I'm having a graphics designer, I need a graphics designer in my team, I need a web developer in my team, I need a sales rep in my team. So if I'm to be crafting all the prompts one after the other, it's going to be bulky, right? It's going to be bulky. So what I thought best was, okay, since we're going to have a what's it called, a project manager agent. So what I did was I took the project management agent. I took the components of what we want to do. I went back to a different chart, right? A different chart, and I asked the agent, I'm building a food company that makes Nigerian cuisines in United Kingdom, UK, Ijenwoke Foods. Give me a prompt to set up the project manager agent. So what I'm trying to do here is to lay the foundation, right? We can actually do this across any business. You could say you're building a fintech, right? This is the departments you want to have. So you have to say, okay, I want to have a compliance department. I want to have this, that department, right? So I need a single chatbot, right? Or an agent that could serve as my project management agent, right? That helps me coordinate every other thing. Now, when you do this, right, you have described it, it's going to give you a structured prompt, which I regard as your project management agent, right? So for this particular demonstration, look at what I did here. I just want to wrap up all this side, such we can easily move to raw practical where we'll build an app, right? Um, so this is project management. So this is how I
I'm not
created
sharing
my.
screen.
Can you see the screen?
Not now. It was visible, but now not visible.
Uh, okay.
That's amazing. I started anti-gravity with
Okay.
big
Can you see this now?
prompt also. Yes, now we can see your screen.
Okay. Okay. So, did we get how I got to this point of having a project management agent? Did we get to that point?
But you can explain more. Yes, because I see your prompt with role and everything, and you can explain, of course.
Okay. Or what might work best is, okay, what business would you like to do? Let's just I think that may work best. What business would you like to build? Anyone can just suggest a business idea. I think that may work better. I have enough time. I think I have up to 30 minutes. We can pull off the person's business into a mobile app or web app, any of them.
Yes, feel free to chatting. Yes, feel free to share your idea in chat.
Can anyone suggest a business they want to build? We can easily do that, and I think that might be more interesting than using a case study, which I already have. Anyone?
Okay, we can create something about water, sustainability, responsibility.
Transport for disability.
Oh,
Okay.
perfect. Amazing idea. Amazing. Yes.
Okay. So if
You
someone
put
wants to build transport for disability, let's say our current goal is to build a mobile app for them, right? Right? A mobile app that helps them transport for disability. So can you add some context to it? Like um, the mobile app or the website we want to build, is it just for awareness or is it where they can um, book their movement package that some like a transporter to come and move them? Can you add more context to it?
or maybe we need to start from role. Imagine that you are engineer, familiar with everything about transporting for people with disabilities.
Mm, okay, still waiting for a response from him. Okay. Minimize cost in the context of Nepal. What's Nepal? What? Is Nepal? Uh, Okay, can you please add more context? Okay, let's just assume. Let's say he wants to build a platform where people who has disabilities could easily book a ride. Right? Since I'm not having a good context from what he's saying, so let's assume we want to build a platform where people with disabilities can easily book a ride, and we want to make use of anti-gravity to spin off, something, right? So if we go back to our plan, this is the main plan, right? All we need to do is to take a screenshot of this, right? Let's say we want to, and with shift command 3. Okay, so we take a screenshot of it. We'll go to Gemini, new chat. Believe you can see my Gemini. So attach file, upload
Yes, I can
file,
see you, Johnny.
screenshot. So this is the current structure of the company we intend using, right? So all we need to do is to say, okay, I want to build a startup for mobility with focus on transporting people with disability. Give me a prompt to set up my project manager AI agent, agent which, which handles other AI agents. Right? So I want to build a startup for mobility with focus on transporting people with disability. Give me a prompt to set up my project manager AI agent, which handles other AI agents. Right? So for you, you might decide for your startup you want to create more departments. So just have that more department, and you send in this request. Right? Okay. Now, on this screenshot, is showing that there's already a name on the, what's it called? So once it comes out as a prompt, okay, this is fascinating. Moving from the, okay. So all I need to say is, since we are using a food delivery company, but what we are building is mobility, I will just say, okay, use the structure, use the scru- structure, but my transport spot startup name is. So what are we going to call our startup name? Let's call it Anna Moves. Anna Moves, right? Anna Moves Limited. So let's update the prompt. So now you see we have our structured prompt. All you need to do is you take this, right? You take this, you create a new chart. Now, this new chart we're about creating is going to be our what's it called? It's going to be our project, what's it called? It's going to be our project manager, right? So we'll take this. Now we have gotten a prompt to set up our project manager, and our project manager is expected to handle all other agents that has to do with Animals, right? We paste this, we quickly run this. So you see now we have our, let me rename this. Um, so this Anna moves project manager, and moves moves project. Yes, right? So now, like I said, in setting up a startup and you're building a scalable app, so if it was to be an actual business, the next thing I will want to do is to engage my research AI agent, right? Is to engage my research AI agent and ask my research AI agent for what's it called? That's to do research on the business components and all that, right? But because I want to focus on anti-gravity and I have limited time and I would like to do a live demonstration on what we are currently working on. So what I'm going to do is instead of us walking through research, that's having to engage this research AI agent. To engage the research AI agent is very simple. Let's say since we are using a use case of what's it called, of transport, we can actually ask for market review, and all we just need to do is when we come to this Gemini place, when you come to this Gemini place, you just click on deep research, right? And you should be able to do your market analysis. For the graphics, you click on this what's it called? Create image. That's nano banana. You create that, right? But now let's focus on that of building with anti-gravity. So, but this is more okay. Let me just go next. No, I wanted to show you this. This explains everything here. So this explains everything. You can take a screenshot of this, or you request for my slide after this meet, so you can be able to see, okay, this is your project manager, this is your research AI agent, your graphics design is your Gemini, your motion designer is your VO3, social media is your Gemini, then your software is definitely our anti-gravity. So that being said, now what we need to do is we come back to this project manager, right? So the question I would like to ask is, would you want us to build a mobile app using our anti-gravity, that's Flutter, or would you want us to build a web version of it? So which will you prefer? The floor is open for contribution. Should we build a mobile app with anti-gravity, or should we build a web app with anti-gravity? You can actually build both. Which are we more confident conversant with? Do you want a web app or okay? Okay, let's build Flutter then. Flutter works fine for me. Flutter works fine for me. So now, um, since we have our Anna move, and this is our project manager, right? The project manager role is set, right? So now the next thing we need to ask ourselves is to build a mobility app, right? You need to ask yourself what are the features you want to have and all that, right? So what I'm going to do now is I want you to give me a structured prompt prompt which I can give my AI builder to, to build a version mobile version of product. Product. Moves. Okay. I want you to give me a structured prompt which I can give my AI builder to build a mobile version of my product. Now, because there are different types of mobile building, Kotlin and the rest, I think is for me what I usually do is I usually specify, right? I usually specify what kind of mobile bracket. So um so can we list the features we might want to have on our app? Okay, someone just specified features, like structure layer.
A chat I shared my test prompt a few time ago. I test anti-gravity and I wasn't happy from architecture, so I added instruction from
Okay,
documentation.
yeah, that works. That works. You could actually decide to add the different instructions you want. That works fine, right? So you can decide to say feature first, okay, structure, layer, presentation, application. But all I want to, if you don't specify this, right? If you don't specify this, what happens is because I've used anti-gravity to build like two production level apps, right? Most times it works with MVC. So you see your data, you see your service, you see your view, you see your models, right? And sometimes it makes use of Go router, right? But if you want us to specify that, that still works fine. Now, in terms of this, before anything, produce a project plan with folder structures and all that. Now, when you are in anti-gravity, there are different or there are two modes. You have your planning mode, you have your fast mode, right? So, this last phrase is up to you to decide what you want, right? It is up to you to decide what you want. Right. And for me, most of the times, what I usually do is I just prefer listing the features, right? Then, based on the features I've listed, let it choose the best possible architecture, right? That's what I usually do. So, we are still trying to get our system prompt. So, now for Anna moves, we need to list our possible features. Okay, Anna moves. For now, this, now, this features. Mind. Lord. No. So for now, these are the features I have in mind, but you can add more. So let's say price comparison. Price. Find the right. Find the right. Um, details and driver details. Details. Right. So anyone can feel free to suggest features we want on this mobility app. Okay. Is is anyone suggesting features? Is anyone suggesting features we might have
Now
to
it's
add?
modern, so we can add the feature AI companion.
You said?
Maybe we can add as a feature AI companion to integrate artificial intelligence into app.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let's run to generate our prompt. Okay, so our prompt is currently ready. Let's see. Hi, hailing service. This money. Okay, now you can see it gave us options for river pod or block, back end. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the suggestion you made earlier on here. Come on, see. I'm going to copy that, come back here, paste this, and then ask it for now, focus just on the front end. Okay, stop. Now, focus just on the front end, front end, and bracket Flutter, Flutter. Now, why do I have to ask it to focus more on the front end Flutter? Because, like I said, anti-gravity can build your back end, your front end. Like anti-gravity is more of like a full stack, right? But for me, I think AI works best when things are, given in chunks. Okay, I think this works. Okay, give me the structured structured prompt. Mm, Hope we saw what I just did now. So most times when you are trying to generate your prompts and you decide to modify some discussions and all that with the AI, right? So there's this technique that you could actually use to make it appear in something like this. So what I just did was, if you observe what I just said here, I just said, give me the structured prompt in a Canva to give to my AI builder. But before I sent this out, what I did was I enabled Canva, right? And that's why the whole prompt now is now as a single document. I can decide to export it. I can decide to, just copy it and it will still appear, perfect. Okay, call standard syntax. This. Now I can still decide to prompt more and say, okay, just I'm not seeing my app name, name and app name bracket and moves just in the prompt. So it's going to update this. So for me, when building with AI, where is slightly technical or where is most important is just getting your prompt, right? It's just getting your prompt. If you can get your prompt right, if you can get your prompt right, if you can get your prompt right, um, everything works perfectly well. Now, if you check this prompt, it's giving us authentication, sign in, sign up, profile management. But for now, we don't want to do the back end yet. So I would say I don't want to work on back, back end yet. Or another thing that could work, because if I want to work on back end now, it will require us setting up, okay. Or I would say if I want to build everything at the same time, it's going to be kind of stressful, because the back end now, if you have authentication, it means that you're going to be working with dummy data and all that. So that means you have to start taking up your time again to change, because we are not setting up database right away. So what I will say is I don't want to work on the back end for now. For now, focus focus just on Flutter. Hence, auth auth should So the next thing we're going to do now is, after this is ready, we just copy it and move to anti-gravity. Okay, so export, no, share, copy. So I've copied it. The next thing I want to do now is to move to anti-gravity. Stop. Share screen window. To share windows, screen recording settings to restart Chrome. Wow.
Now your screen not visible.
Yes, to
Okay.
allow.
Okay.
I haven't shared my system's
Mm.
Windows before on this laptop system, and it's saying I have to restart Chrome.
Unexpected.
God, that's just, how do we go about this now? How do we go about this? Okay, okay. Is there what? There's no way. To share Windows, allow screen recording from your Chrome settings. You will need to restart Chrome.
But maybe we can continue with your presentation, and you can explain importance of prompts and of course, it will be perfect to see the result, how it's work.
Okay. Can I paste the prompt on the Chrome on the chatbot for anyone other person to? Okay, let me try entire
Yes,
screen.
of course. You can share a chat anything you want.
Okay. Once I paste it on the Chrome, right, on the chatbot,
Uh, yes, you can play.
then I quickly restart my Chrome and see if it's going to work.
Okay,
Is that fine?
okay.
They said the message I'm trying to share is larger than. Okay, wait, I can do something. Um, Let me just share a document link to the prompt. I think that works. That can.
Yes, of
Okay,
course.
okay. I can quickly do that now. Anna moves. Okay, Anna moves. Okay, Anna moves. Copy. Okay, once you just confirm you can access this document link, I think I could exit and try again.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Check if you can access the document link.
Yes, it's visible for all attendees. This link, and when you open, and you want to run this,
On anti-gravity,
uh-huh, on Agent Manager. Yes.
so you can access the document, right? So I will just quickly restart my Chrome and see if it's going to work.
Okay. So just waiting when our speaker back, and it's generated good prompt to start your project. For example, if you want to try to build your first Flutter app. Hello, Sarai. We're waiting for our speaker. He met a technical issue, and at few time will back. Meanwhile, left link. You can open this link. Uh, Before speaker explained anti-gravity and prompting, we prepare this prompt to try at anti-gravity. And when we try to share his screen with agent manager, with anti-gravity, his system asking reload Chrome. So now he need to reload and back. And meanwhile, you can explore. Just open these docs. I hope no one need access. So, and just inspect what we want to tell, and we want to develop Flutter application. Uh, we voting what we want to build, just mobile app, website, and we decided to try Flutter app, not bad idea. So, and we edit here everything. We decided that we can start from requirements such as feature first structure and ask at libraries. We use async river pod. Previous prompt here was choose between river pod and block. Yes, now we can see anti-gravity, but we can't hear you. Your microphone unmuted. Please mute your microphone.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes. And we
Okay.
can see
So
anti-gravity platform.
okay. Yeah, that's nice now. That's nice. Okay, so I'll get back the let me open this.
Mhm. Open Agent Manager.
So what I want to do now, I believe you can still see my anti-gravity, right?
Right.
Seems anti-gravity just did. Okay.
But no, on my editor, I have the same button, Restart Top Grave, Top Did, but I never click it. I just click Open Agent Manager and Work.
It's going to relaunch back now. It's going to relaunch back.
Ah, okay, okay.
Okay, so it's back now. So I will just have to reshare again. Window tab. Yeah. So can you see anti-gravity now?
Yes.
Okay, so what we're going to do is just very simple. We just copy the prompt, right? You go to your anti-gravity and you just paste it here. Now, there's something I want to walk us through in anti-gravity, right? So in your anti-gravity, when you create a project and you want to build something in anti-gravity, now this is a fast mode. Fast means that once I click this, the anti-gravity will start working, right? It will start building, right? And while planning, on the other hand, means when I click it, anti-gravity will first have to give me a detailed plan. It create a tax MD file, create a what's it called, walkthrough file, right? And it will first have to like break down everything, every component for me. For your first time building a project, what I usually advise is don't go on agent mode, whereby you just start, you keep it on fast and it will just start building. No, it doesn't really make sense. So for me, for the first time you want to run it, put it on planning. So what planning does is going to outline every single thing it intends building for you, right? It's going to outline every single thing it intends building for you, make them clear instructions, everything, right? So currently it's on planning. It will take some time to plan, and you can see now when it has, you can see this is your tax list. Now, why do I really like anti-gravity over other form of IDs or agent assisting mode is that anti-gravity have a comment section. You can see this is a comment section, right? So it's telling the project structures, project setup, create a core directory structure, set up main entry point, app configuration, this, that, futures, booking. Okay, define domain entity, create repository interface. These are all the things that has to do with booking, right? Beyond booking, the next thing is tracking, domain, history, features, verification, right? Now, if you want to modify any of this, you just need to put like come over here. When you hover here, right, you can see add a comment. You can add a comment on what you want to do, right? And that's that. So all we need to do is I don't think I want to adjust anything here. All I just need to press is proceed. Okay, this is the implementation plan. You can see it's using Riverpod, it's using Go Router, right? It's using Freezed and JSON serializer for data model, right? Due for HTTP request, which was what we got requested for, right? So all these are just it. So proceed, and it should proceed. So currently our app creation is in progress. So That just it. The app is in progress, right? Is running. So anti-gravity for me is so awesome, so awesome, right? It's so awesome. Okay, I think I have a notification there. Anti-gravity. Okay. So it's still currently still running, and so I think what works best is why anti-gravity is running on the background. If you don't mind, I can still walk us through my initial slide where we were talking about building a startup totally using AI and all that. So it's still running. It takes some time, but now you can see that all the files we asked for, everything is okay. Accept all. Okay, it's still accept. Okay, I think my attentions are needed here. Accept. Mhm. Accept. Accept.
For those who don't never work with Flutter, maybe you can explain that all this red is not so crucial. Now we're waiting while it add create and add controllers. It's okay. It's normal situation.
Exactly. It's normal situation. It's normal. It's normal.
It's
The
not
only thing
errors.
is the AI is not yet done creating all the requirements for the files. That's why some files are still showing red. But once the AI is done, enable Mac. Once the AI is done, it should run. It should run. Ah, it should run. So just give it, some couple of minutes and it should. For me, this is I currently have over 4 years of experience working with Flutter, right? But for me, building with anti-gravity, it gave me a lot of speed. It gave me a lot of speed, like a lot of speed. It gave me a lot of speed. So now, another smart thing you can do is, let's say if this was an existing project, you can still, modify it with anti-gravity. And if you are not a Flutter person, let's say you are building a web app, right? Let's say you use Lovable to spin off a very beautiful looking website, right? With anti-gravity, you can actually add a back end to it. Like anti-gravity is more of like, for me, is a senior dev. Is a senior dev too, and it's very easy to use. All you just need to do is to type, this is not working, that is not working, things like that. But notwithstanding, having a knowledge of Flutter, right, or knowledge of the framework you are working with is quite helpful. Like having at least a basic knowledge of what you are, the programming language you are using is quite helpful. It's quite helpful. Cool. Okay. Constant router. Okay. Networking. Let's see how this works. Mm, it's not- okay. Data. Okay. Okay. Structure features. Okay. Cool. Mm, constant. Wow. Okay. So it's still running. It's still running. Let's just give it some time. Right. Still running. Okay. I see you when we got there. See when we got there. I see you
And
right
what's
there.
great, you always can see what anti-gravity generates right now. You can see
Yes.
logs, yes, and understand. And if you, for example, work with Flutter, oh yes, it takes time.
Yeah, it takes some time. Okay. I have something to accept. So if you just observe, I just accepted something here, right? Now you can see it's telling me pub get. So I think we're almost getting done. It's trying to get our Flutter packages and all that. All right. So accept. Okay. Now you can see anti-gravity also gives you feedback, like Anna said. You can see I see there is a dependency conflict with the analyzer plugin version. Let me update the pub spec. You can see it's actually telling you the exact stuff is doing, right? It's actually telling you the exact stuff is doing. Now, for instance, if you could remember in our prompt, there was a time Anna pasted some instructions, like in terms of architectural level instructions, right? Now, that's because she's familiar with that architecture, right? She's familiar with that architecture. Now, for you, if you are not like super good in Flutter, right? Don't copy that line. Just allow the AI to choose an architecture for itself, right? Just wanted to point out that, right? So, but if you are familiar with any given architecture, then you should mention, okay, use this specific architecture. Or let's say if you are familiar with state management, let's say you are familiar with Riverport, you just have to specify that. But if you are more familiar with block, you have to mention that, right? So all these are just minor stuff you should take note of. Okay, I see there is an issue with post statement reporting. Okay. We're almost there. Please kindly take some time. Almost there. Almost there. You can see the build runner succeeded. Okay. So the AI is still running. The AI is still running. So let's just give it some time, please.
And maybe you can share your experience. How long did you use anti-gravity? For example, I tested just around 10 days. At first, I didn't like it. I get so a lot of errors, but after I read that they had a lot of bugs. Now after they fix it, and last few days, I am really very happy with anti-gravity. What about you?
Okay, I think is last week. No, I think early last week. I think around Monday, Tuesday. Yes, I think that was the first time. I think I got to know about it 2 or 3 days after it was released. Yes, I think I got to know about it 2 or 3 days after it was released. Then I I tried using it. I used it for a project. Then after I saw your post about DevFest, and I decided, oh, this could be a good option to teach. Yes, but for now, I think I've built a product with it. Right, I even won a hackathon using it this week. Monday, Tuesday, and early Wednesday, right, I was coding on anti-gravity. Like we were able to build a fully functional um, project that we're using within like $1,000 if you convert it from naira from a hackathon, right? Delta State hackathon. So we won that using anti-gravity.
What is great with anti-gravity, you can build not only MVP, no, you can build really fully functional project and really even publish it.
Yeah, you can. You can. We were able to build something very innovative. We were able to make an AI run offline on a mobile device. We were able to do that using anti-gravity. And this is something, if we weren't using anti-gravity. Okay, now our anti-gravity is done, right? But there's some things you should take note of. There are so many screens that are showing red. Like there are so many screens showing red. So let's start from this. The first thing we want to do is um no, um, that's something I'm trying to bring up. In anti-gravity, there's a way you hover around, yes. There's a way you hover around an error, right? It will pop out that explain and fix, right? So that's just what you need to do for each of the page. See accept changes, and that one is particularly done. Now we'll go to the next one. Okay, presentation layer. Where is this?
Just
Um,
payment. No, it's inside the screens folder. Screens folder. No, no, no. Uh, yeah, screens folder and here payment details screen. Yes, something wrong with color.
Exactly. Fix and explain.
And display name, I hope.
Okay. Accept.
So no errors, just warnings.
Is we'll
Yellow
just
is not crucial. Of course, you can fix later. Sometimes it's
yeah.
use
So
something
let's
old.
just run.
Okay, let's see.
That's one. Now for the warnings, what I usually do is, you can see all these warnings. What I usually do for anti-gravity is I will just ask anti-gravity to write a script. I'll just write a script to fix. Now you can see all I need to do is send to agent. You can see this send to agent, right? So when I click this send to agent, it will just appear here. Let me just do this. This I'm not going to do that. You can see this just came out here. Current problems, right? And I'll just type write a script to fix.
Our next speaker waiting. But I hope we can run this up to see anti-gravity in action, to
Okay,
see
our next speaker can actually go now, right?
already
Why
built up.
runs on the background? Hopefully, by the time our next speaker is done, um, I believe we're ready.
Okay.
What do you think?
Um, but you think that it will takes more time, more than few minutes?
Okay, I think it has built. It has. It has. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see a screen.
Can you see the anti-grav the wait, sorry.
Uh,
Stop sharing. Share another win. It has built. It has built. So this is just the app we just built now. Can everyone see that?
wow, yes. It's already done Flutter application built with anti-gravity.
So this is
From
it.
first prompt.
Yes. So this is it. Mm, so
So
you
guys,
can
we
book.
shared the document. Alex shared a document and here all this prompt. If you run this prompt at anti-gravity, you will get this application.
Exactly. So location, pickup, location, dates. This is really nice,
Can
right?
I share this link because this video was your session was recorded and after I will share this video at YouTube channel, can I share this link on your document, on your docs, under the description session?
Yeah, you can. You
Okay.
can. You can. You can. You can. So for now, we have come to the end of our section. It was really nice speaking and sharing knowledge with everyone. My name remains Egbuchulam Alexander. It was really nice having this section with us.
Biggest thanks. It was so exciting to explore together.
Exactly. 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 So thanks so much. Have a blissful day ahead.